What up, guys and fellow lovers of the keyboard world? Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Play series. And yeah, I'm Giorgio, and today it's gonna be a fun episode. I'm so excited because, as you might have already seen from the title, this episode is all about gold. This that I have in my inventory, of course, it's not gold, it's a ton of emeralds. Well, not a whole lot, but a lot for having just started with our villagers. And the reason I have this is because I wanted to complete the beacon that we got like 2 episodes ago. So if I plug those all in, we get a stack of blocks of emeralds. By the way, I have to I had to lower the volume of the game because these villagers are very noisy. But yeah, the way I've been doing this is I buy glass from the librarians down there, and then I come here with these guys, the clerics, and I sell them some glass in the form of bottles. And because they are zombified, they actually buy one bottle for 1 emerald from me. So it's so easy to get emeralds. There's actually another exploit that you can do, a better one than this one, and it is with cartographers. Cartographers actually buy 1 glass pane for 1 emerald, and yeah, if you buy, well, if you use 2 emeralds to buy 12, no, actually 8 blocks of glass from the librarians, you can craft 16 panes. So with 2 emeralds, you can get 16 emeralds. But anyways, that I find that exploit super OP, so I prefer to use the ones with the clerics. And also, I didn't use cartographers that much for anything. And from clerics, I can get redstone, I can get lapis lazuli, ender pearls even. So it's pretty cool. Another thing that you might be able to notice from my hotbar there is that I got 60 levels of experience, which is a whole lot. I would have like 80 levels more if I hadn't died to a creeper, and if I hadn't used those levels to put sweeping edge on my sub George dagger, and also Aquafinity and Respiration 3 in my helmet, and Feather Falling 4 in my boots. So now we've got a completely maxed out armor, well, also without the chest plate because we are using our wings here, and also a completely maxed out sword. We could add in there some knockback, but I prefer not to have knockback because this way I can kill creepers with one critical hit and then 1 normal hit, or just 2 criticals if I'm running. So yeah, I prefer it that way. With the knockback, I would send the creeper like miles away, and yeah, it's not convenient. Creepers might not be a problem, but the skeletons, yeah, you don't want to send a skeleton who can shoot you from a distance, far away, really. So yeah, now we have 2 stacks of blocks of precious blocks, I guess, for our beacons. So we are just missing 36 blocks. I could get those from trading as well, from emeralds, but I think I want those out of gold. I had a lot of gold. You remember last episode we went into the Bastion, but I used it to cure those villagers that we had in the villager system, so we don't have a lot of gold anymore. Uh, Maybe, oh, you know what? We could do it out of iron, actually. Let's do that. This is what I'm talking about, guys. And now we're gonna take this beacon because we're gonna need it for something special. So we're gonna set it right here. And we should get, yeah, the beaconator. Now we're gonna power these so that it gives us some haste too. There we go. So while I mine some of these obsidian towers from the end, let me explain to you why do we need this obsidian. So as we said, the gold is the theme of this episode, but we don't have any gold, so we need to get some. And there are few ways to get a lot of gold real easy. All of them require us to put some work, like hours of work, into making a farm though. To make a farm, we got, I believe, like four main options. We can either do one of those farms where we have huge platforms of magma blocks and some turtle eggs, luring the pigmen that spawn in those platforms, and then kill them with some fall damage. Those are the easiest ones, I believe. Or we can do Nembom's design, Nembom's like tweak into this classic design, and build a huge tower of magma block platforms, circular magma block platforms, that is, and then have the pigmen kill themselves with full damage or kill them ourselves with some looting 3 swords. Those two are very similar. The third option that we have is a bit different. It works the same. We have to gather thousands of magma blocks, and we can build Ilmango's kind of design, where we use the property or the mechanic that pigmen have of getting angry at the player when we hurt one of them. So all of the pigmen are lured into us, the player, and we use entity cramming with minecarts so that we get XP and a lot of gold ingots and golden nuggets. That is another way to go, but I feel like it's a little bit cheaty since we are using entity cramming and the pigmen angry. It's also quite dangerous sometimes, but yeah, that one is also very easy to use. Now we have a last option, the new girl in town. Since the 1.17, we have the possibility of farming pigmen in a very easy way using nether portals. We just set a bunch of nether portals, like a huge cube of nether portals, in the top of the nether, and we AFK up there. The pigmen will spawn inside the portals and immediately be transported to the overworld. In the overworld, we just have to kill them with either looting 3 swords, but for that we would need another players. That's a downside to this farm. Or we can kill them with normal techniques, such as fall damage, for example. And that's what we're gonna go to, just because it's a new way of farming, and I think it would be fun to test it and see if it works in a single player world where we don't have a second player. That will help us to load the area and kill the pigmen. Of course, the downside of this kind of farms is that we have to spend some hours before building the farm, mining thousands of blocks of obsidian from the nether towers. I mean, the end towers. We could also, of course, get the obsidian from a piglin farm, a piglin bartering farm, but for that we need gold. And yeah, we don't have that gold yet. Oh, guys, I've done it. That was so tiring. It's one of the most tiring activities that you can possibly do in Minecraft, mining an obsidian tower from the end. But at least we got, what, 2, 4, 5, 5 and a little bit of obsidian from it. No, I'm just kidding. We got a whole shulker full of it. Actually, I have it in my ender chest right here. And well, believe me, that's not a lot for an entire tower of obsidian. That was like almost an hour and a half of mining. So yeah, in the end, I was almost falling asleep. Right now, I'm a little bit tired, so I'm just gonna relax and name some of these villagers with the enchantment books that we have. For example, Frost 2, 14.2, and Lure 1. So we're gonna place it in name tag, just like so. Hopefully I didn't miss. First Walker, 14.2, Lure 1. First, yep, perfect. That way we can know which books we can buy from each villager. I could also place a sign right here, but that's a little bit difficult to read. We are in a very cramped space. It might not be a bad idea in the future, maybe. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it like that. It's not even intrusive because the spruce planks are in the way, so it's very light, it's very dim how the title looks. So I'll keep renaming these guys, and yeah, I'll relax a little bit. Once I'm ready, we're gonna return to our program for today, I guess. I'll see you in a second, guys. Well, guys, I think it's time. And we are in the nether wastes. And yeah, our fantasy land is right there, passing that little cave over there. And it seems like all this is nether wastes, and we have Crimson Forest right there, and also a Soul Sand Valley right there. So this is a pretty convenient space to place our gold farm, I think. So I'm gonna make a bedrock hole in the bedrock over there, so we can get up real easy. And I think this is gonna be our spot. We're gonna build the gold farm here, and possibly a piglin bartering system with the piglins that we get from the Crimson Forest. And maybe we'll do something with the Soul Sand Valley in the future. We'll see though. And that will do. Perfect. For now, just a single hole in the bedrock is more than fine. Now we just have to place a little bit of scaffolding, and that's better. Actually, it's also covered up with pressure plates so that nothing can spawn in there. Wow, 2 time lapses in just the beginning of the video. You can tell it's gonna be productive, guys, because no, we're not nearly done with this video. And by the way, here's the gold farm. It is crazy to think that now these huge boxes of obsidian are gold farms. You know what it reminds me of? A bastion. It does look like a bastion, very similar to it. I left these holes in here, you know, the corners of the portals. I know, I shouldn't do that and all that. But I believe that corners on the portals actually allow you to customize your portals a little bit more. So I'm just gonna place a lot of gold blocks once we have them in all those little holes, also down here in the corners, and probably I'll cover these pathways, we'll see. I think I'm gonna have a lot of trouble lighting these portals though. By the way, we can already see some pigment spawning. With the portals, it's gonna be way more than those, and we're gonna AFK up there, so it's gonna be all spawn proof down here, and all the pigmen are gonna be spawning in the portals and be sent to the overworld. I haven't lit them up because I need to build the portal where all of them are gonna be sent to before, and yeah, it's gonna be tricky to light them all up because the middle ones I have to do something like this and click there and then go up, and yeah, it's gonna be a pain. Okay, guys, so I've made the calculations, the proper calculations, and I'm pretty sure this is where the overworld portal must be. I've also spent some hours collecting some resources. As you can see, all this glass, some redstone that we have, a few lava buckets, and I believe this is all we are gonna need for our farm. I may change those purple slabs to soul sand, and yeah, I've thought about it, and I think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna get to build up the redstone, and I'll see you in a second. Uh, yeah, I'll explain what I want to do in a second. By the way, guys, I think it's better if we turn on this overworld portal and pass through it before. Of course, we're not gonna appear in the rightful farm because, yeah, the portals aren't lit. So yeah, we turn on the overworld one first and then break it, and then just light up all of these portals in the nether, in the farm. I'm not gonna do that just yet, but yeah, that's the way I'm gonna do it. Yep, it is definitely easier to explain to you what's happening when the farm is built. I mean, it's not completely built, but the first part is, and that's what I'm gonna explain to you right now. So, what do we have going on here? First of all, we have our portal. I've already showed this, and this is where the pigmen are gonna travel from the nether, from all the nether portals and the nether tower right on the nether, and then they're gonna travel through the portals and appear into this one. Once enough zombie pigmen are caught in this portal, they're gonna start to push themselves or to push each other, and they're gonna start to fall down into this dropshot that we have here. As you can see, this is a big dropshot all the way down to those purple blocks. They're gonna fall from up there down to here. Since it is enough height for them to die, they're gonna die in here. The hoppers are gonna collect all the drops, and these droppers, these three droppers, are gonna then send the drops back to this water stream and up through this bubble column. Now, as you can see, we have some comparators to detect when the droppers have some items in them. For example, let's put a netherrack in, and as you can see, it tries to go up the bubble column. Right now, it's all ice except for the first block, but once we break all this ice, it's gonna turn into water sources, and the bubble column is gonna form. Now, up the bubble column, all the way up here, we're gonna have another nether portal, and we're gonna send all the items that we get back to us through the nether. So that's gonna be real cool. I haven't built that part just yet, but we are in the process of building it, as you can see. So yeah, this is the first part. Let's go on to the second part. This is part 2. As you can see, we are above our original portal, and this is a second portal that we're gonna use to for two things, actually three things. The first of all is the more obvious one. We're gonna enter or get outside of the nether through this portal. As you can see, we have this platform here, and we're gonna just stand here, go to the nether, or stand in nether and get to the overworld easily. By the way, look how gorgeous the 1.18 terrain is. It's amazing. This is a jungle, and it's mixed in with like a dark forest that's on the mountains, and we also have a little bit of jungle in the mountains. It's pretty amazing. Also, look at this river. Anyways, the second purpose, I think it's pretty obvious. This is where all the items are gonna come through and be sent through the portal. Of course, I haven't put the final water stream, which is gonna be right there. But yeah, it's gonna be held by the portal itself. Since I haven't lit up the portal just yet, I haven't also placed the last water source right on that block over there. And the third purpose of this portal is to be a chunk loader. You heard right, we're gonna load the chunks here in the overworld while we're in the nether. So this is the lazy part of the chunk loader. This just receives the minecart, breaks it. I found this really cool way of breaking minecarts. We just glitch a rail to be in a turn, and that turn leads into a cauldron, so the minecart just breaks and gets popped. Oh, let's actually we can do it like this. There we go. It gets popped up by the lava, or broken by the lava, and sucked by the hopper, and then of course replaced by this dispenser, and it gets sent to the overworld again. I mean to the nether again. I found that the best way to light up all these portals is by getting into crawl mode, put a few extra disposable blocks, and just light all the portals like this. And yeah, it's pretty easy this way. You can get into crawl mode by just jumping twice with your elytra and getting below a block, or by just placing a trapdoor and yeah, getting into crawl mode. And with that, all the portals are lit now, and it looks amazing. Another very important part and very cool technical trick is 3 armor stands. We're gonna place one right there, and it's gonna go to the nether, to the overworld I mean. We're gonna place one roughly in the center around here. Right there, and it's gonna go to the nether. And we're gonna place one last one right here on the edge, right like that. And actually, if we pass through to the overworld, we can see that the 3 armor stands are, yeah, have just been placed, one on each block of the 3 blocks of the portal. And that's just to prevent that any pigmen spawn here in the... Oh, I'm actually stuck now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, those armor stands are there to prevent the... Well, the pigmen or any mob actually from spawning in the portal that it's on the overworld and then sending the mob that spawned there to the nether. We want to spawn pigmen here in the nether and send them to the overworld, but we don't want any pigmen to spawn in the overworld and then come through these portals and then never despawning, never disappearing because it's stuck in the portals. We can despawn it, but yeah, it's a little bit more tricky. We finally arrived to the third and final part of the farm, guys. As you can see, we are in the nether again. Down there is our farm. We have some pigmen spawning on top of it because we haven't placed all the pressure plates, because this is all the gold I have left. But yeah, this part is the important part. So as you can see, we have some items coming in. That's because I just loaded the overworld. If I hadn't loaded the overworld, those items couldn't be able to, well, get in. And now that we've got the overworld loaded, these items are loading the chunks of the overworld. Now that we are not seeing any items in here, the overworld might not get loaded. So that's why we have this little chunk loader. As you can see, immediately the items start coming in again. And yeah, the minecart is sent every 10 seconds, I believe, or almost 10 seconds. And yeah, as you can see, it's broken and then gets gets funneled into the dispenser again, and it's dispensed into the tracks every time this clock sends a pulse. Now through this side we have it free so that we can go inside to the overworld or get out from the overworld to the nether. Actually, I think it's the other way around, right? And then down here we have a little storage system that will burn all the rotten flesh with this dropper and that lava cauldron over there, and we'll separate all the golden nuggets into this double chest. Of course, I have to still make a better platform for us, because right now I have this temporary scaffolding and that's how I'm revising the farm. But yeah, I'm gonna do that later. For now, this is the farm. I'm just gonna build up probably from this block up some scaffolding all the way to the build limit, which in the nether is 256 blocks of height. And that's where we're gonna AFK, so that the only thing that we load is the farm. Okay guys, so it's been 5 minutes since I started building the tower up, and I've been a little bit AFK up here. And now that the 5 minutes have passed, I want to see how much gold we get. Oh yeah, I forgot gas can spawn. Oh, that's almost a stack of ingots. That's not bad for 5 minutes. Actually, that's pretty great. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna craft them into ingots. I'm gonna use them to correctly spawn proof the whole top of the farm. And I'm gonna also kill the pigmen that are roaming around, and hopefully they don't kill me. About 25 minutes after, and the farm is finally completely done, and it's looking snazzy. Well, it is at least as done as it can be done without spending hours upon hours AFKing, gathering all the gold blocks that are gonna be here on the corners for decoration. Once all the gold blocks are in place, it's gonna be looking quite fancy, the farm. To be honest, it's already looking quite fancy. I love how the purple looks in this setup. And also, the purple combines very well with the gold, with the yellow of the gold. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. And that little island over there made out of gold, pretty rich looking. But yeah, anyways, guys, this video has taken me days to make. And yeah, even though I wanted to also start to build our piglin bartering system, I don't think we have enough time today to do so. So I think we're gonna leave that for the next episode, hopefully. And yeah, the next episode I will have more gold because I'm gonna spend a couple of hours here, maybe more than a couple though, because yeah, I have to fill up all this wall over here and all the wall on the other side, as well as gather some gold for the piglin bartering system. But we'll see how it turns out. I also have other plans for the next episode that I want to do. But yeah, as I said, we'll see. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this episode. I hope you liked all the things that we made today. It was super tiring this episode, but I'm happy with our progress. We can finally say that we are not poor anymore, and yeah, maybe start saying that we are rich in this world. But yeah, hey, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked the episode. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Have a great week. Goodbye.